Healing your bowel and body with this program eliminates autoimmune diseases in a way that crutches, diets, exercise, chiropractic, massage, etc. cannot. 25 years ago, when I was incredibly ill, an autoimmune disease is what I was diagnosed with. I had been to dozens of doctors, and finally, after many months of waiting, got into a very well-known autoimmune disease specialist, only to be told that I had Epstein-Barr virus, cytomegalovirus, and that I would have to learn to live with my symptoms, that there was no cure for these diseases. At the time, I remember thinking two distinct thoughts. One, my symptoms were so unbearable. I had no life, that living with them was not an option. But I also remember thinking that him saying they were incurable made no sense to me. Now, at the time, I didn't even know what a protein was, a carb, a vitamin. I knew nothing about health and healing, not a thing. But it seemed to make sense to me that if I'd gone through the first 20 years of my life without this disease and without these problems, that surely somehow my body, which at one point operated that way, could get back to that. That's just what made sense to me, even though, again, I knew nothing about health and healing. Of course, fast forward, you all know the story if you've read my books, Unique Healing and Unique Healing 2. I went to tons of alternative practitioners. I had my amalgam fillings taken out, did a zillion colonics, enemas, wheat-free diets, carb-free diets, food combining, fasting, acupuncture, on and on and on it goes. And when none of these programs worked and healed me from my autoimmune disease, I developed this program here. And this program did heal me from it. And again, healed being defined as, I now have none of those symptoms I had when I was very sick, but maybe more importantly, I don't have to avoid carbs, I don't have to avoid wheat, I don't have to take a bunch of vitamins, I don't have to do anything to be symptom-free. My healthy body keeps me symptom-free. That's what I got with this. This program eliminates autoimmune diseases, whether it's lupus, fibromyalgia, MS, on and on and on it goes. Well, there's many autoimmune diseases. This program doesn't eliminate them. One thing I do want to attempt to explain, which is probably going to be hard to do, but I'm going to try, will make a lot more sense if you've read my books, especially my first one, Unique Healing, is that my knowledge and experience with autoimmune diseases is that the person who has one has a lot of damage to the organs at the bottom of their pipe, as described in here. The bottom of the pipe is the bowel, the nervous system, the lymph system, the kidneys, the skin, and then also the middle of the pipe, where the liver, adrenals, and those organs are. But there's not a lot of damage up top. So you often have someone with one of these diseases, as was true in my case, with a lot of symptoms, because when those bottom and middle organs are super damaged, you have a lot of symptoms, but not the disease. You don't have the cancer or the heart disease. Whereas you can have someone with cancer or heart disease who is, of course, in a way worse place, but doesn't have the symptomology of someone with an autoimmune disease. So it's like saying that someone with autoimmune disease has gazillions of holes in the roof, and you're super sensitive. Teeny bit of rain, house gets wet, teeny bit of something toxic or stressful in your system, and your body is hyper reactive to it. But at the same time, maybe the foundation is okay. The piping is good, the electricity is good, the walls are solid and strong. So the foundation of your house is strong, but there's gazillions of holes in the roof, and it just is constantly getting wet, would maybe be the analogy I would use. It does take a lot of time to fix all those holes. If you have an autoimmune disease, this program will heal you of it, but you will need to do it for a while, for sure. Plan on at least 2 to 3 years, depending on how fast you go. That doesn't mean you have to wait 2 or 3 years to feel a lot better, even if you have felt horrific for 20 years. If you follow my program, you can feel a lot better within the first 2 weeks of doing this. That may sound too good to be true, but I'm not promising or saying that you will be healed in 2 weeks. Many other people will lead you to believe that that can be done, but you can't. So we can't fix a gazillion holes in the roof in 2 weeks. Nobody can do that. In fact, most programs aren't even doing that. This one does. This heals you. and that takes time. But what this can do is put a big tarp on that roof, so even if there's gazillions of holes, your house stays drier pretty quickly. If you do this program and you don't feel a ton better in 2 weeks, watch all my videos, reread my books again and again, or contact me for an appointment, because I can help that happen for you. Why healing your bowel and body with this program eliminates an autoimmune disease is because when your body is healthy, there is not a lot of acidity floating around in your blood. When your body is healthy, your organs are strong. Eliminating acids from your body, as this program does, makes those organs strong. Keeping your stools well formed, keeping the acids out of your blood, also keeps your system in balance and your blood chemistry in balance, which leads to less inflammation, more oxygen, better blood sugar levels, more energy. Because at the baseline of these diseases and disorders, you have a whole host of problems. You have low blood sugar, so you get weak and jittery if you don't eat. You've got inflammation, aches and pains all over the place. Your energy's lousy. Your oxygen levels are low, which makes you foggy, kind of bad memory, depressed, irritable, again, fatigued. So there's this massive amount of physiological disorders going on, thyroid problems, adrenal problems, you name it. But many of those are being triggered by these acids floating in your blood. With this program, you eliminate those acids from your blood. You don't just buffer them, which again, lots of vitamins and alkalinizing diets and other things do, and you don't shove them back in your organs where they cause more death from cancer and heart disease, which all those low-carb diets do. This program actually eliminates them from your body, which leads to something that is not only way healthier and safer than those other approaches, but permanent and effortless and easy at some point as well. With a healthy bowel is created from this program, you also have less infections, you have greater production of B12. With all of this, you have less, again, irritability, less depression, more energy. I do find that most of my clients with autoimmune diseases, their bowel and body are both pretty unhealthy. And again, there's just this great sensitivity to all the problems created by that. In my books, you can find all the symptoms that occur when your bowel and body are not healthy. While you are healing your bowel and body with this program, you want to use all of the unique healing crutches that you can. Most of you will find that you need them all. You need, again, a big tarp on your roof to keep the house dry because you have so many holes in your roof. So that includes the body bentonite, the B12, the calcium citrate, the colloidal silver. There's maybe a few other ones too. Again, maybe some natural progesterone cream or melatonin, as again recommended in my books. But definitely expect to need to use a lot of crutches to feel good. As you heal your bowel and body with this program, eventually you'll be able to cut those down and take less and less, and eventually stop them, as I have been able to. But again, that will take some time. Right now, plan on needing a lot to feel good. If you want to feel good right away, you don't have to. You can just heal and deal with your symptoms. I always say to clients that, God, I wish I knew what I know now when I was sick, of course, a long time ago, because while I definitely would have gotten that I was really unhealthy and that you couldn't change that overnight, I would have loved to have had someone who could have helped me feel a lot better right away, because none of the practitioners that I went to gave me a program that accomplished that. And yet this program does, and I have that happen for clients all the time. It's surprising and shocking, I know, but again, if you use the right supplements at the right amounts, you will feel better while you're healing. There are many misunderstandings about these autoimmune diseases. I think one of them is, of course, everyone's kind of always looking for, hey, what's the cause? And every once in a while it's being blamed on this virus. Of course, the big question is, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Is it this healthy immune system or lymphatic system that makes the viral load increase, or that allows the virus to take hold, or does the virus itself cause the weakened immune system? I think it's probably more that the weakened immune system allows the virus to flourish, and that it's the weakened immune system that contributes to lots of the pain, inflammation, fatigue, and other problems associated with an unhealthy immune system, rather than it is the virus itself. I think if we try to kill off the virus, we're not going to get too far with all of this stuff. There are other programs that claim to cure you of your autoimmune diseases. Of course, they're all crutches. They depend on you taking millions of vitamins forever, unlike this program. They also often restrict your carbs, so they restrict the acids in your blood But in doing that, of course, you're increasing the acidity in your organs. So while there's maybe less of this autoimmune disease symptomology, we're seeing an increase in cancer, heart disease, and reduced mortality. It doesn't have to be a trade-off. With this program, you can increase your longevity as well as reduce your symptoms. If you don't understand that, read my books and read them again and again and again until you do. You also, in fact, want to read, when you get to my second book, Unique Healing 2, there's a section on autoimmune diseases, but you really should read almost every section because, again, for most of you, it's not just this autoimmune disease. There's liver problems, there's adrenal disorders, there's thyroid problems, there's fungal problems, bacterial problems, loose stools, bowel problems, many problems, and you will find a whole host of information in Unique Healing 2 about all of those conditions, why this program eliminates them, things you can do to help reduce the symptoms while you're healing as well. If you haven't done so already, go to my website at www.uniquehealing.com, and you can find all my, or many more videos there. You can also find some more information, and if you ever do need my personal help, you can find information there on scheduling an appointment. And I think the most important thing I want to say is, if you've been diagnosed with one of these things, don't let that become the end all. Don't let that become something that you think is forever and can't be changed or eliminated, because it can. It absolutely can. This is not a life sentence for you. Maybe the doctors don't have a solution because drugs don't heal, so that makes a lot of sense, but there is a way to eliminate that condition. So I hope that helps.